Yo, what's going on guys? It's Brody here from Yoker Skateboards. Today we are going to be going over the different types and styles of longboards that we carry here at Yoker, and we're also going to be showing you how to set up your longboard from start to finish. If you're looking for anything in specific as far as building your longboard, we're going to be providing timestamps for you and you'll be able to skip right to that point in the video. That'll be in the description. If you have any questions or comments you would like to leave, please leave them in the comment section. Like and subscribe, and we will get right into this longboard setup video. So before we get into actually building the longboard here, I want to show you guys the different types of longboards that we carry here at Yoker Skateboards. So first we have the Lowrider, which drops down to the ground, really good for balance, downhill cruising, and for a higher speed type of riding. Next we have the drop down, pretty similar to the Lowrider, but it's a little bit lower to the ground. You don't have to take your truck apart to put it on. Uses for speed, balance, and downhill riding. Next we have the drop through. You'll see the difference in the shape. It's got that kind of wideness to the nose of the board, but it's great for turning and speed and mobility. Next is our Kicktail. You'll notice that the tail of the board kicks up sort of like a skateboard. It'd be like a daily type rider, traveling to class or, going to the store, that type of thing. Next we have our Pintail, really similar to the Kicktail, except you'll notice that the tail does not kick up, just pointed in a pin, relaxed cruising, get to point A to point B, that type of thing. Next we have our Slimkick, great for mobility and travel, lighter and smaller than like the Kicktail or the Pintail, but same uses for cruising and mobility purposes. Next we have our old school, kind of less of a longboard and more like a skateboard. So these are great, if you're looking to, do some tricks, but also work well for a daily cruiser. Next we have our mini cruiser, great for college campus. It's nice and small, compact. It's about 27 inches long. Last but not least, we have our micro cruiser, similar to the mini cruiser, except it's just a little bit smaller. Great for the compact rider who wants to just ride it to class, put it under their chair. All right, getting started with building your longboard, we're gonna need a bunch of parts and materials, so let's go over those. First, you're gonna need your longboard deck, preferably one of our nice in-house made longboards here that we have at Yoker. You're gonna need a skate tool of some kind. We use the Y tool here at Yoker. You're gonna need 2 longboard trucks, 4 longboard wheels. The size that we use for our longboards is 71 millimeters. We have a different size for our smaller cruiser boards. You're gonna need 2 spacers for this board specifically, and then you're gonna need 8 screws, 8 lug nuts, and 8 bearings. So getting into the first steps of building your board, this is just a standard way to put your trucks on. There's no need to take your trucks apart or anything like that. So we're gonna start with grabbing our screws. We're gonna put 4 in there. We're just gonna start with 1 truck at a time. Put 1 truck on completely, then we'll do the next truck. And then we're gonna take our riser pad, slide that on there with a 2-hole side pointed out, preferably. You'll see how that matches up with the truck, which we're gonna put on next. All right, make sure that the truck is facing with the bushing and the lug nut side pointing outwards on the longboard. It's different from skateboards. Skateboards, you'd see it with this lug nut pointing inwards, but with longboards, a lot of longboards are different, but with our longboard specifically, you're gonna be seeing that pointing outwards. Very important step. And then we are gonna go ahead and put our lug nuts on our screws. I like to put all 4 on by hand first and then screw them on tightly. Okay, so we're gonna take our Y tool and our screwdriver. The Y tool is gonna go on the lug nut side. The screwdriver is gonna go on the screw side. We're gonna use the screwdriver for stability. See, I'm not moving it, and we're just gonna tighten with the tool. All right, so we've got our 4 screws screwed on there to our truck. And I like to put both trucks on first before we deal with the wheels. So we're just gonna do the exact same thing on the other side of the board. All right, so now we have assembled both our trucks and we are ready to put on our wheels. That's a kind of a 2-step process, and I'll walk you through it. But this is a good starting point. You know, have your 2 trucks on, and then depending on whether you have to put your bearings in or not, it's easy to just pop those wheels on, and then you're pretty much ready to go. For this setup, we are going to put in our bearings first. I would assume that most people don't have a bearing press or anything like that, so we're gonna have to do it by hand with our trucks. One thing to note when you take off the lug nut to your trucks is that you're gonna have 2 small speed rings on here. When you go to put your wheel on, you're gonna wanna leave one of them on to the base of the truck, and then put your wheel, then another speed ring, and then put your lug nut on. But I'll demonstrate that as well. So, all right, to put on our bearings, we're gonna take one of our wheels and one of our bearings. We're gonna push that in there kind of as much as we can. Oh, I popped that one right in there. If you're a small kid trying to do this, maybe ask an adult or somebody older than you to help you out, because it can be kind of tough. So this one I can't really push in there that well. So I'm gonna put it on the skateboard, put the side that I'm trying to put it in as well, line it up, and then push it down. You might want to do this on a harder surface. This table is a little too soft to do it, but we're going to do it anyway. But so yeah, the bearing should be nice and flush with the rubber material on the inside. We're just going to continue, repeat this process 3 more times, and then go ahead and put our wheels on the board. All right, now we've got our bearings and our wheels. We're ready to put our wheels on the trucks. So like I said before, we're gonna put a speed ring down on our truck, then our wheel with the print side facing outwards. We're gonna take another speed ring, put it on there, and then we're ready for our lug nut. Hand screw it on there a little bit, tighten it with our skate tool. You want it tight, but not too tight, obviously. You'll notice that if you tighten it too tight, your wheel's not gonna spin. If you tighten it a little bit, it might spin a little bit and stop. But if you kind of just keep loosening it a little bit until it's just right, and then you're good to go on that one. So then we just repeat the same process on all the trucks. Make sure there's a speed ring. All right, so if you followed all the steps, you should have a complete longboard on your hands. This is how you build and set up the trucks on a few of our models of longboards, but we do have a different process for certain types. The aluminum and the drop through all have a different way to set up your truck. So I'm gonna show you that to you in a second. But if you have one of our other models, you should be ready to go. Make sure that you adjust the tightness of your trucks right here at this lug nut right here. because some people like them loose, some people like them really tight. It just depends on your preference. But yeah, try it out a few times, find what's best for you, and you should be ready to roll. Okay, so this next part of the video is for you drop through, low rider, and aluminum riders. If you've got that type of board, usually there's a hole that kind of looks like this. There's a special process to put your truck on. You've got to take the truck apart first. So I'm going to be showing that to you in just a minute. All right, so for this process, pretty much the same tools and materials as last time. Like I said, the only difference is we're going to have to take this truck apart before we put it on. So we're going to take our skate tool and we're going to unscrew this main lug nut on the truck all the way. We're going to make sure you don't lose these pieces, obviously. We're going to take this middle piece off the truck. So you should be left with this bottom piece. We're gonna slide this onto the board through the bottom, making sure that the bolt in the truck is pointed outwards like before. Then we're gonna put our screws in. You might want to put the lug nut on as you go on each one, just because they can fall out pretty easily. So I like to go screw, lug nut before we put those on there. All right, so now we're going to take our skate tool, same as always. The lug nut is going to be on the skate tool side. The screwdriver is going to hold for stability. We're just going to tighten the skate tool. All right, so now we've got our 4 screws screwed in. The bottom of this truck is secured tightly on there. And now we're just gonna put back what we took off. So we're gonna take the top part of our truck. On our trucks, you'll see this little like overhang. That'll be pointed downwards as you stick the little nub in, and make sure you push the screw through, just like that. I'm gonna put the top part of the bushing back on. Our little washer, and then put our lug nut back on there. Make sure that is to a tightness of your liking. Like I said before, try it out a little bit. Once you have both trucks on and the wheels, try it out. Find a good tightness for you. But you are done putting your truck on if you're to that point, so all you have to do is repeat the process on the other side and you'll be good to go. All right, guys, so that is how you build your drop throughs, your low riders, and your aluminum boards. It's just that extra step of taking apart the truck and putting it back together. But we showed you how to do that. We showed you how to put together your regular longboards. Pretty much just like a skateboard, pretty straightforward. But I hope you guys found something helpful in this video. If you guys did, please leave a like. And if you have any more questions or comments, please leave them in the comments and we will definitely answer you. But yeah, hope you found this video helpful, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed that video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and click that notification bell so you guys get notified for our future videos. We drop videos every week about skateboards, longboards, and everything else in between. So if you guys want to learn more or just want to say hi, you know where to find us. Peace.